begin to know how I feel. Only the exceptionally rich can know how I feel at a time like this.
Don't take it personally.
What's he trying to say? That I'm gonna find my own natural level? Sink to the bottom like her?
Like who? Who are you talking about?
Pull over.
Going to the bank.
Oh no.
Hey everybody. It's a surprise. Who's this guy with the big buggy eyes? Ooh. What the? I found them. I found those in a box. I was going through boxes today and I figured, why not put them on? I can't think of any of the lines from Chainsaw 2 where the guy was wearing these. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to Thursday Throwback Theater. I frelling, what other terminology covers the F word? Frel, frack from Galactica, Frel from Farscape. I love this movie. A Life Less Ordinary. Way. What was I gonna say? It's really way apart from. It needs a Blu-ray release. It really does need a remaster, a nice crystal clear Blu-ray. I understand there's a German version, which I just might import, but I hear even that version has dirt and things throughout the frames. So I might order that because, gosh, when is this movie ever? This is one of those, again, this is one of those, again, I keep saying again, how, again, this is one of those movies that were forgotten. What the hell was that? Sound like fireworks. Well, it's June 12th, 13th, so 4th of July is coming, so, you know, here in Illinois, fireworks are rampant. Everybody goes crazy. A Life Less Ordinary is probably the second movie I've seen after Trainspotting. So it's the second Ewan McGregor movie that I witnessed. And Trainspotting, I love Trainspotting. And Ewan McGregor, he's so great. And then to see him in this, playing kind of a lighthearted comedy role, really did it for me. I really enjoy it. We have about, maybe about a half hour left to the movie, but I've seen it so many times, which is why it's on Thursday Throwback, because I was just sitting back here and going, you know, I haven't seen this in so long, and I want to see it again. I love this frickin' film. I love the soundtrack. I love everything about this movie. Okay, in a nutshell, we open in heaven with Dan Heyday being Gabriel in the heavens and sending down these two angels that aren't doing too good, Holly Hunter and Delroy Lindo. Brilliant, oh my God, brilliantly done in this movie. I love their characters. To create a romance between these characters, because they haven't had a good record of bringing people together. And it turns out we meet up with Ewan McGregor, who his job, he was just fired from his job because as a custodian, cleaning man, he was replaced by a robot who can do just the same job and cheaper. And Ian Holme, I believe it's Ian Holme, Ash from the original Alien movie, is the main boss of this corporation, and his daughter is Cameron Diaz, who is a spoiled brat, basically, a spoiled rich brat. And Ewan McGregor takes it on his opportunity to kidnap her and hold her for ransom so he can get his job back, even though he, you know, they know him. He's never going to get his job back, and then money comes into it. Cameron Diaz, oh my God, she was right at that pinnacle of beautiful cuteness. I'm still in love with her, even though I've heard things about her, and that makeup really covers a lot. I love Cameron Diaz. Geez, Charlie's Angels. You know, I like big butts. That whole big butts thing is just so cute to watch and loving.
She's just so I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. And when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough, cause you notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing.
Oh, a little ass shaking around. Sorry, women. Sorry, women. Sorry, girls. Anyway, and Ewan McGregor, I believe this was before Phantom Menace. It might have been just after, because there's a couple of little bits there where they're like, you know, I'm not going to be taken over by a robot. So I actually think this is before Phantom Menace. And I don't like Ewan McGregor after Phantom Menace. I'll say that. And in those movies, the prequels, I really don't like him. I like him in Trainspotting. I like him in this movie, A Life Less Ordinary. Anyway, so Diaz, her character, knows her father is rich, and she's trying to get all these millions as a ransom, and they both eventually fall in love. Without giving spoilers, but it's a beautiful, beautiful movie. I love. There's so many great shots in it. There's so many great scenes in it. It's very cleverly written. Danny Boyle movie. God, come on now. This is a Danny Boyle movie, who did Trainspotting. So right off there, you could see his camera movement, his camera style. There is. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, Stanley Tucci's in it. So many other people, but you need to see it. You need to see A Life Less Ordinary. There is a sequence in this movie which is my favorite, probably one of my favorite movie moments, at least in my top 20. At least in my top 20 movie moments of all time, is when they're in a little bar and they're hiding out, and the guy who's running the bar, karaoke, believes that Ewan McGregor's character is this Richie. What's his name? Richie something. He's a famous gold record, and he invites him on stage to sing this song, and they sing the Somewhere Beyond the Sea, that song, and you can tell right at the beginning he's not a singer. He's just going along with the movements. And as the scene progresses, and as Cameron Diaz's character joins him in this karaoke song, it goes into this bizarre fantasy scene where they do sing good, and their costumes and their looks change, and the dancing gets even better. That is one of my favorite scenes of all time in all movies that I've ever seen. So it's up there in my top 20. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to say any more about this. Just to search out the movie called A Life Less Ordinary, directed by Danny Boyle, with Ewan McGregor and Cameron Diaz and Ian Holme and Stanley Tucci and some other people. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. The musical score. One day in the future, I'm going to do a commentary track on this movie. I was, from 5 minutes in, I was like, I got to talk about this to people. I got to talk as the movie's going on. So someday in the future, I'm going to do a commentary track on this movie and talk about all these little subliminal things that I see. I see these little subliminal things throughout the movie. Oh, and Holly Hunter and Delroy Lindo, when they get them together and they start crying and they're hugging each other, is brilliant as these angels. It's so great. It's such a great little forgotten film. But it has a fantastic soundtrack. That once you see the movie, and if you become a fan of the movie, you're instantly going to want to look up the soundtrack and buy the soundtrack. So anyway, that's my little review right now until I do the commentary. So this is old Roger D from Channel Donstar doing a Thursday Throwback Theater, A Life Less Ordinary by Danny Boyle, starring Ewan McGregor and Cameron Diaz and Stanley Tucci. And I repeated that like 5 times already. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.